Have you ever stopped to think that legacies aren't born over decades, but rather say hello to life in minutes? Better yet, in seconds. 3 minutes with Andrew Carnegie forced a decision that rewired my entire future. If you've ever felt one conversation could change your trajectory, you're right, and I'll prove it. Most people stall because they wait for certainty. Prosperity waits for clarity and speed. Give me these minutes, and I'll hand you the decision pattern that started a movement. Here's the paradox. The bigger the opportunity, the more it looks like risk. Carnegie didn't offer me a salary. He offered me a stopwatch and a mission. Say yes in under a minute or drift for years. That was the hidden rule. Today, I'll show you why that test matters and how it can guide your next big choice. By the end, you'll have a simple frame to recognize and respond to game-changing moments. This isn't hype, it's mechanics. The subconscious mind follows specific, emotional commands repeated with proof. You'll see how one word, yes, opened more doors than any resume ever could. If you've been waiting for a sign, consider this your invitation to decide. Let's begin where my story truly started. A short question and a faster answer. 3 minutes. That is all it took to alter the course of my life and many others. Andrew Carnegie faced me and asked questions that pierced through pretense. In that brief span, my mindset of success was either going to be forged or exposed. I felt the power of the mind sharpen, as if a lens clicked into focus. Without knowing it, my subconscious mind was already choosing a direction. He did not offer comfort. He offered a test wrapped as an opportunity. I realized prosperity rarely announces itself with trumpets. It whispers, decide. Infinite intelligence, I would later call it, seemed to hover over the moment. Definiteness of purpose was the key in the lock, waiting for my hand. 3 minutes, one choice, and a legacy began to write itself. I tell you this plainly, some moments ask for clarity, not chatter. If you hesitate, drift grows stronger. If you decide, courage reports for duty. In that room, I learned that success respects swift, precise commitment. The rest of the story, 2 decades of research, started with a single yes. And the question that sparked it is the same one now, coming to you. Andrew Carnegie asked me one question that stripped life of all excuses. Would you devote 20 years to studying the laws of prosperity without pay? No safety net, no guarantees, only a mission. I felt the power of the mind tighten like a drawn bow. My subconscious mind knew this was the hinge of my future. He was not offering employment. He was testing definiteness of purpose. In that instant, I understood that the mindset of success is measured first by decision. He watched in silence, as if keeping a clock only he could hear. I realized that drift loves long debates, while purpose prefers swift commitments. If success is a science, then choice is the first experiment. Infinite intelligence does not sponsor hesitation. It sponsors courage linked to clarity. So I prepared my whole being to answer with something stronger than hope. Would I trade comfort for a calling, applause for mastery, security for growth? Yes, if the outcome served millions and sharpened my own discipline. Yes, if the journey forged a philosophy any earnest man could apply. Yes, because the door to prosperity swings on the hinges of quick, clear decisions. And when I finally spoke, I discovered how fast a single word can reroute a lifetime. I was young, unknown, and far from wealthy, just a reporter learning to ask better questions. Rent due, shoes worn, prospects modest. That is the honest ledger. Yet I carried a stubborn curiosity about how prosperity worked, not as rumor, but as method. The power of the mind was my only asset, and I intended to train it. Still, the gap between my means and my ambition felt wide enough to scare a sensible man. I knew what drift looked like because I lived near it, busy days, thin results. My subconscious mind wanted leadership. It was waiting for a decisive command. Security tempted me with small assignments and predictable pay. But the mindset of success never grows in the shade of comfort. If opportunity arrives disguised as risk, then risk is often only opportunity in work clothes. So when Carnegie's challenge landed, I measured the fear and then the future. Fear asked, what if you fail? Purpose replied, what if you learn a system that serves millions? Fear tallied my resources. Purpose counted my resolve. I had little to lose and everything to become. That is why my answer formed faster than my doubts could organize. Carnegie was not merely wealthy. He was systematic. He believed prosperity could be taught the way steel is forged, by heat, pressure, and a clear mold. He treated the power of the mind as capital and purpose as the blueprint. To him, success wasn't a mystery. It was a method anyone could practice. That conviction is why he opened the door to a reporter with more hunger than credentials. What did he see in me? A quiet ambition that listened harder than it spoke. A curiosity that chased cause and effect, not gossip or headlines. A willingness to render service first, trusting results to follow organized planning. He valued definiteness of purpose more than perfect resumes or perfect timing. In his world, the mindset of success began with a single, testable decision. Understand, this was not an interview. It was a psychological essay. He was measuring speed of commitment, fidelity to a mission, courage under uncertainty. Could my subconscious mind obey one command for 20 uncompromising years? Would faith and persistence hold when applause fell silent and obstacles multiplied? Those were the real questions, and my answer would have to arrive before the doubts did. Carnegie kept a clock in his mind, 60 silent seconds to measure a man's resolve. He believed the power of the mind reveals itself fastest under a clear deadline. If I needed long speeches to decide, he concluded I lacked definiteness of purpose. Hesitation to him was drift wearing a tie. Speed, when linked to clarity, was character. In those seconds, I felt my subconscious mind sort chaos into order. Questions that once felt heavy suddenly aligned behind one aim. The mindset of success is not reckless. It is rapid obedience to a worthy decision. He wasn't testing my eloquence. He was testing my leadership over myself. Could I choose a mission before comfort finished its argument? Here is the lesson I carried forward. Decide while courage is warm. Give your mind one instruction and let action lock it in before doubt returns. Set short clocks for big choices. Careful, yes, but crisp. Infinite intelligence seems to assist the committed far more than the hesitant. That minute taught me why my next word had to be the shortest in the language. He had not finished the challenge when my answer arrived. Yes. Yes to 20 years. Yes to discipline without a paycheck. Yes to a mission. The power of the mind felt like a lever flipping from neutral to drive. My subconscious mind took the order and started recruiting courage. Definiteness of purpose spoke faster than fear could form a sentence. That yes was not recklessness. It was clarity expressed at full speed. I had trained myself to move when a worthy aim appeared. The mindset of success is decision first, explanation later. Action locks belief into place and starves hesitation of oxygen. From that moment, my path became organized around a single promise. I learned that fortune respects the decisive. Opportunities rarely return to a door that made them wait. When a mission aligns with service, swift agreement is wisdom, not risk. Infinite intelligence helps the man who helps himself, quickly and cleanly. That tiny word opened halls I could not have entered by force. Carnegie opened his ledger of introductions, names that shaped industries. Edison, Ford, Rockefeller, men who treated results like engineering. The power of the mind, properly aimed, had built their empires. My task was to extract the principles so others could practice them. One yes had purchased a lifetime of laboratories to study prosperity. For 2 decades, I interviewed more than 500 high achievers. I mapped causes to effects, habits to outcomes, beliefs to bank statements. Patterns repeated with unnerving reliability across trades and temperaments. The mindset of success looked less like luck and more like law. Every meeting confirmed that purpose precedes progress. None of it would have happened without a decision made in under a minute. Gates opened because my commitment was audible to those who could help. People trust a mission that trusts itself. My subconscious mind now had mentors, models, and measurable proofs to process. That is how a single yes compounded into a philosophy. He saw quiet ambition, fire without smoke. He saw curiosity that hunted causes, not headlines. He saw a willingness to render service before counting rewards. He saw courage to accept a task larger than my resume. Above all, he saw definiteness of purpose waiting to be declared. These traits are not gifts, they are trainings. Ambition grows when you measure progress daily. Curiosity grows when you ask, what produced this result? Again and again. Service grows when you design value before you demand payment. Courage grows when you decide quickly and honor the cost publicly. If you lack any of these, install them. Choose one aim that forces useful skills to develop. Schedule practice like rent, due, non-negotiable, timely. Seek mentors by serving their needs with precision and speed. The mindset of success is teachable to the man who shows up. Ask yourself, would you commit years to a mission without guarantees? Would you exchange comfort for mastery and applause for purpose? The power of the mind grows strongest under vows you keep when no one watches. A definite mission gives your subconscious mind stable orders. Drift has no oxygen where decisions stand guard. Here is a quick audit you can run tonight. Name one outcome worth 5 years of disciplined pursuit. State the service you will render so others demonstrably benefit. Set the first 90 days of proofs you can't skip. If you hesitate, refine the aim until decision becomes easy. This is not about suffering. It is about significance. Large commitments compress trivial options into silence. Your focus sharpens, your standards rise, your circle upgrades. Infinite intelligence seems to move resources toward resolute men. Say yes to the right mission and watch allies appear on schedule. From that meeting emerged a framework, not a fable. 17 principles that turn desire into organized achievement. Think and Grow Rich, the field manual many would carry for life. A culture of mindset and prosperity that prizes cause over coincidence. All traced to a short question and a faster answer. The first law is definiteness of purpose, aim before anything else. Then faith, persistence, organized planning, specialized knowledge. Autosuggestion to train the subconscious mind with precise commands. The Mastermind Alliance to multiply power through coordinated effort. Each piece supports the next like girders in a steel bridge. Remove the first beam, and the rest cannot stand. That is why Carnegie tested decision, not eloquence. He knew method without purpose is machinery without a driver. My work became proving these laws across lives and livelihoods. History supplied the stories. Discipline supplied the proof. Opportunities rarely knock twice. They whisper once and walk on. They wear the clothes of risk and the face of inconvenience. The power of the mind must be trained to recognize them by their utility. A clear purpose makes recognition immediate and response automatic. Without it, you will ask permission from your doubts until the moment is gone. Decisions made quickly and changed slowly build durable lives. Decisions made slowly and changed quickly build drift. My subconscious mind learned to salute the former and reject the latter. That habit did more for my prosperity than any single contact. It kept me loyal to the mission when comfort argued for retreat. The lesson is simple. Cultivate speed with clarity, not with panic. Prepare your criteria in advance so choice is mechanical, not emotional. Ask only, does this advance the mission? And move. Let results, not rumors, vote on your direction. Purpose will make your courage practical. 3 minutes, 1 challenge, 1 yes, that is how a legacy began. Definiteness of purpose selected my path. Discipline kept me on it. The power of the mind, trained by autosuggestion and proof, did the heavy lifting. From that day forward, my work was to turn principles into practice for millions. And it started with a decision you can make tonight. Protect your clarity. 1 aim, 1 plan, 1 daily proof before noon. Keep a ledger of wins to teach your mind that progress is normal. Return to your declaration when fear performs its routine. Courage is simply purpose moving on time. Now I will show you the most mysterious tool I ever used. In our next episode, meet my invisible counselors, the mental board I consulted nightly. You will learn how I built that counsel and how it sharpened my judgment. It is unpopular, unconventional, and devastatingly effective when used with integrity. If you're serious about multiplying insight, you cannot miss what comes next. Subscribe and stay close. The doors open further from here.